Vaya, Tito, ¿cómo está?
Vaya, Adrian, mi socio.
Yeah. I have the pleasure and honor of being named El Socio de Tito Rodriguez Jr., and I hold that very pridefully, bro. It's one of the things that I look forward to speaking to you every day, and having some really funny conversations.
Yeah, we have some funny ones, all right.
We have
A
some
lot of
classics.
history
Yeah, some
too.
classics.
A
Yeah,
lot of history,
exactly.
right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I believe the last time
Well,
we hung out was in Huntington. What do you remember about the Huntington show out in Long Island?
well, what I remember is it's a fantastic venue to play in. That was my second time actually that I performed there, and the crowd's enthusiastic. It's an outdoor event that it's family oriented, and the people really respond well to the music and the orchestra, and they treat us really nicely. And it's always a pleasure to play there up in Huntington. They've been doing that for a while. They've had many other. I think Tito Puente used to play there a lot
Wow.
also. So yeah, it's a great venue, and that's kind of like a homecoming for me because I grew up in Little Neck, New York, which is not too
Mm.
far away from Huntington, and I went to Huntington many, many times as a kid growing up. So it's kind of cool, to perform there. And then the first year I performed there, they gave me an award recognition for dad and for me, so it was really cool.
Coño, chévere, bro. Yeah, we actually Tito was kind enough to give me a ride back into the city after that. We had a long conversation, and you mentioned some key places that we were going, movie theaters you used to go to with your dad back in the day. Uh,
Yeah, man.
Experiencia muy
Yeah,
chévere.
yeah. I mean, I have very fond memories of growing up in Little Neck. It was Little Neck, Queens then. Now I think it's Long Island, but they rezoned it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of fond memories living in Little Neck. Um, Especially with my dad had a finished basement, which was like a nightclub. It had a bar, it was soundproofed. It
¿El
had
qué?
had a complete kitchen downstairs because they used to do a lot of parties and stuff. But more importantly, he used to rehearse his orchestra in that basement. So I got to see all that as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
So I have very fond memories of living in Little Neck for sure.
Qué chévere, bro. And then I remember you did an event out in Chicago. Uh, Algo bien chévere allá afuera, when you unfortunately we lost the late great Mario Grillo, and just the memories of
Mm.
Mario. Before we get to the Chicago event, what are your memories of Mario? You guys traveled the entire world, bro.
We really did, man. I
you
mean,
know,
you know, I can remember the first time you called me up with the idea of the Big Three Palladium Orchestra, and he goes, "Hey, man, I got this." He goes, "I got this crazy idea. I wanna do this big band playing the music of the three Mambo legends." So anyway, long story short, it was his crazy idea, and which ended up lasting 23 years, man. I
mira
mean,
para eso.
we traveled all over Europe, as far as Istanbul, Turkey, Finland, Germany, London, Europe, all over Europe,
Yeah.
and all of the United States too. I mean, unbelievable venues, Hollywood Bowl,
Mm.
Ravinia in Chicago, Tanglewood up in Massachusetts, the highest events you could possibly play at. And we had quite a run, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And what I remember about him the most is that, we were both foodies, man. So like when we would go to Europe, he would always seek out like the coolest restaurants to go eat out in each country. And so we used to do that. We used to hang out. He and I used to hang out all the time. I can remember one time we took an overnight flight to London. And we had to connect to France. And I was wiped out, and I was sleeping in my room. And I woke up, and I had like a note on my chest, like, see. He got the maid to open my room up. I was
What?
sound asleep. Yeah, and he put a note on my chest. Meet me in the lobby at 7 o'clock. We're going to this. So stories like that, man. It's just, you can't forget.
Yeah.
And I really miss the guy, man. We talked every day on the phone for hours.
Hmm.
We were really tight.
Yeah, Mary has some classic stories, man. What about that restaurant you always told me about?
Oh
That
yeah,
he
yeah.
found.
Okay, so that's another story. So he goes, he had gone to this restaurant without me, and he says, "Hey, listen, we're gonna take a cab, and we're gonna go to this unbelievable Italian restaurant. The owner wants me to bring you there." I said, "All right." He said, "So it's a 45-minute taxi drive,
What?
and the name of the restaurant is Mario's, and it's near the Coliseum in the Piazza del Grillo."
You know, man.
So I thought he was pulling my leg, right? So we get in this cab, and I'm not kidding, man. This guy was driving like 80, 90 miles an hour the whole way there. And we were sitting in the back like, oh my God, we're gonna die on the way to this restaurant. But anyway, we got there, and sure enough, it was in the Piazza del Grillo, and it was Mario's. And the guy was Italian, and he used to live in the Bronx, but then he moved like many years later to Rome, and amazing restaurant, man. And then the
Wow.
guy comped us because he said, because Mario said, I'm going to bring him, and we gave him a CD or something, and he gave us a free meal, and he came to see us perform in Rome. But that's just one of many stories, man.
That's tremendous, bro. And you know what? It's funny that you mentioned all these other sides of the world, like it's Rome. I mean, you guys are playing the planet. Places that, again, most of us in our lifetime will probably never visit. You
I
guys.
mean, the weirdest thing was we were a week in Istanbul. We had three events, and the first event was near this bridge, which connects Turkey to Asia.
Wait, what?
It was, yeah, and the stage was practically, well, it was underneath the bridge, but it was right near it. It's beautiful. They light up I don't even remember the name of the bridge, but it was amazing. But what was really cool was to see the people singing the lyrics to dad's songs, like in Turkey, man. Like
Wow.
they knew the lyrics to the songs, and so we were like, look at this, it's amazing.
No, that is amazing. I'll bother you
Yeah.
one for one more a travel story. Maybe you know. Let's just talk layovers, bro. How many layovers in your lifetime have you encountered? And hanging out in airports, and how did you get through
Well,
that?
the worst layover we had was we flew from New York to Washington to Ottawa, Canada. We performed at the Ottawa Jazz Festival.
Mm,
It was a one day deal. We got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to fly to Turkey. Well, we had to connect Kennedy, London, Istanbul. Well, anyway, there was bad weather. We arrived in Washington, and we're in the airport almost 16 hours going from gate to gate to gate. And we got on the last flight to go to New York. And we already had blown the flight that day. So we were running from gate to gate to gate. They finally got us on a flight into LaGuardia. Mind you, everything was going to, and they loaded our luggage up.
right.
So half of the luggage went to LaGuardia, and half of the luggage went to Kennedy. And we weren't going to leave until the next day on the same flight. So I don't know how it happened, man, but we all got our luggage. We go on the same flight the next day at Kennedy Airport, and we get there, and the agent says, okay, you guys are going to get on the flight, but it's a connecting flight. Do you have any instruments? And Mario and I say, well, we have timbale cases that need to go. And she says, I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to make it. So I said, well, what are we going to do?
He
We'll
said, "What the
deal
hell
with
do
it.
you mean? What the hell you mean he's not gonna make it?"
Nah, oh, he was flipped out, man. So it was like I said, look, just we're gonna go for it. Well, let's just get there. We'll deal with it. Well, anyway, long story short, my drums got there, but his didn't. So for the first night, he didn't have his drums when he played mine, and then finally that evening or that morning, his drums arrived, and he could play his drums for the next two dates that we had there. But that's the worst time that we ever encountered like problems with a flight.
Yeah.
And then no, there was one other time. There was one other time we were flying from Finland back, and there was a problem with the airline, with the
Mm-hmm.
cockpit or something, and we got on that plane. I mean, they had that whole thing ripped apart. Mari goes, "Oh man, I don't know if I want to go on this flight." Well, anyway, we got on the flight, and we had an unexpected layover in Amsterdam.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, so we flew in. We had to land in Amsterdam, and we hung out in Amsterdam just for the night, and then we left the next morning. But those are the only two times we really had any problems. We were pretty lucky.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure you have amazing, amazing memories of those outdoor festivals and those underground jazz
Ah,
clubs and just
no,
incredible
man. I
stuff, bro.
mean, the
Yeah.
the best stuff. He had this case that had all these decals on it from
Hmm.
different countries, like when he used to play with his dad. And it was a square box, and he used to put his music in there. And because he and I never check our music through luggage. We just don't do it,
Right.
you know.
Is that a golden
So
rule that musicians shouldn't do?
it's my golden rule. I don't know what other musicians do, man, but like, what good is it if I don't have my music to play?
Yeah.
Drums, you can rent drums, but music,
Wow.
no. And I
Great,
fly
great
with
stuff.
copies. So I'm not
Mm,
flying with originals. But so
right.
anyway, so he tells me, I go, so man, I said, look at that box. I go, that's amazing. I said, and you never have a problem, and it fits underneath. He goes, yeah. He goes, well, what I did was, now check this out. He goes, back in the day, in the 80s, he called every airline to find out what the dimension was for each
Hmm.
airplane. Can you imagine doing that today? I need to know what the dimension is underneath the seat so that I could put my cake, like, right. Yeah, you can imagine, right?
Yeah, they flag him right away. Who's this guy trying to find out,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
dimension of
So,
the thing?
so we did that. He got the dimensions for 727, 747, and he made like a box that would fit under every different plane.
Right. And that shit,
But
that shit was heavy. That because I remember that box from Lehman. That shit was heavy, bro. Like a music
yeah,
box. Yeah.
and the funny thing is, um, he had like maybe, well, I'm gonna say 20, but it might have been 15. Extra ones that he wasn't gonna play, but he always brought that music. And I don't know if it was like a superstitious thing, or
Hmm.
I don't never could get to the bottom of it. But yeah, he used to always, me. If it's 13, I go with 13.
Right.
I'm not gonna lug extra music for what? You know what I mean?
The tricks of the trade, bro. I
Yeah,
learned. The guy had
yeah,
been traveling. Of course, we're talking about the son of Machito, the late Mario Grillo. Tito's just sharing some incredible stories traveling the world with Mario and
yeah.
the big three Palladium Orchestra. Um, but yeah, so okay, so a place like Chicago is a hop, skip, and a jump for you, then, right, T?
Yeah, I mean, so what, less than a 2-hour flight. We played at this place called Ravinia, which is another outdoor seating lawn area. And they have seating too, but it's very prestigious
Hmm.
jazz event. Still going on today.
No.
But yeah, that was really cool. Um we did the Hollywood Bowl with Celia Cruz.
qué?
That that was the last. Yeah, that was the last. That was the last time we. You know, she was headlining separately, but we were on the same bill,
Yeah,
and we hung out with Celia, and that was really cool. You know, Hollywood Bowl is amazing, man.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, the acoustics there and the sound check. You know, it's very rare when you do a sound check that when you play the sound check is what you thought it was going to be,
Right.
because 9 out of 10 it isn't. But the Hollywood Bowl, they put every performing act on a different stage platform that rotates.
Yeah.
So we set up, they rolled us in, they did the sound check, they memorized everything on the computer, wheeled us out, rolled in the next band. So there wasn't like this constant moving mics all over the
Like
place.
pro, yeah, like pro. No, no, no. Okay.
Yeah, but the interesting thing about the Hollywood Bowl is you get 1 hour. Like if there's
1 hour sound check.
1 hour to perform. Like if there's multiple, that's a union facility, so each band gets 1 hour, and there's a big red clock on the stage. And when you hit, it starts counting down.
Wow.
And the stage manager said, whatever you do, like, don't go over,
Mm,
because you guys are going to be deducted because it's union.
Jesus Christ.
So they said, so if anything, finish a little early.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Wow.
was kind of interesting. I've never been exposed to that before, but an hour really isn't a lot of time when you're playing three sets of music.
Yeah.
You don't really get to play, that much. But it
That's
was an
tremendous.
experience I'll never forget, man.
But you got an album behind you right there that you playing the drums. I don't have you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Transición, right? Yeah.
Atención, bro. Mira para
Yeah.
eso, bro.
I did them. I recently released both those albums, and this one's Eclipse, the new one.
Right.
Um, yeah, I put them out on vinyl, 180 gram vinyl,
Beautiful.
and they Transición sold out immediately. I didn't do a reorder of it, but I've done 3 pressings of Eclipse. The first 2 sold out. We still have
Yeah.
some copies left of the third pressing, but very happy with the sales and the demand that
Yeah.
people wanted, the album. So very proud of it.
Let me ask you, what is on that Transición album, the song Volver? How did that come about? Because that's a song where you collaborate with Gilberto Santa Rosa, right?
Yeah. Um, I wanted a song that basically, well, the meaning of the song is because there's been quite a bit of a lapse between when I recorded Eclipse and
Mm-hmm.
that, so it's coming back, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a composer write a song with the message about coming back and how it's fun to play for everyone and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Vega, I contacted Johnny Vega, and he was the composer of that tune, and it came out great. Chino was the producer of that album, and he did the arrangement, and he goes. Man, he goes, this is a smoking tune. He goes, but I'm hearing Gilberto all over this song. Do you think we could get him? So I
Wow.
go, all right, well, I don't know. Let me give him a call, see what he
Right.
says. So I called him up and I asked him, he said, well, send me the file and I'll check it out. And I said, okay, cool. Let me know. Well, like 2 weeks passed and we didn't hear anything. And, we really wanted to get the album done. So and Chino's calling me up. He's going, man, what's going on? I go, you know what? Don't worry about it, man. I'm going to call him right now. He's either going to say yes or he's going to say no.
No, you have years and years and years as a friendship with Gilberto Santa Rosa.
Yeah,
You know,
23 years,
oh
man.
yeah, bro, that's incredible, bro. It's a tremendous friendship.
But it's
You
only
know?
been the last since. Well, I've always collaborated with him on, as a guest artist, or or he's
Yeah.
played with me, sang a couple. But it was in 2017 where I actually had the nerve to ask him, "Hey, listen, man, you want to record something with me?" And he said, "Yeah," and it's been a
Yeah.
great relationship, really, really good. And then, as you know, I just released another one.
Oh, we're getting there, bro. We are
Well,
getting there,
okay,
my brother. Because
okay,
obviously there's a story there, um, about how that part of music and that resurgence of that song came
yeah,
about.
yeah.
So tell the people, how did that land in your lap again after so many years?
Okay, so in 2000, I don't know if you're aware, but or people are aware, but Ray Santos not only arranged for my father and many great artists, he had done a lot of work for me. And um, I would select, I would have him do big band arrangements for me, and I would also have him scale down big arrangements that he originally arranged for Dad to fit
Yeah.
my smaller group. So there was nobody better
Right.
really than him to ask to do it. So anyway, long story short, um, I needed him to do some big band arrangements for me for a concert that I was doing in Puerto Rico for the Festival de Jazz de Carolina with Perico Ortiz.
Mm.
And I needed it was a big band. It was five saxophones, four trumpets, and four trombones. So I needed bass trombone parts for the seven songs that I was going to do. And he did them for me. And when he brought them to me, he plops on my lap. He says, here's a gift for you. This was in 2010.
Wow.
He said, here's your work, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. He goes, listen, I want you to have this. Like, well, what is it? And he goes, it's a big band arrangement of La Ley de Walmanco.
Mm.
And he goes, your father did it. My version's a little different. It's pretty
Right.
much like your dad's, but I want you to have it. So I said,
Wow.
okay, great. Thank you. Right. So I took it and I filed it. I put it in a bin because, at that time I wasn't really playing with big
Right.
band arrangements. So in the midst right now, and I'm in the midst of digitizing all my dad's arrangements. It's
Yeah.
quite it's
That's a
well over
task, bro. Huh?
600. It's well over 600, and it's very tedious work to do.
Right.
And I came across the arrangement. I
Wow.
remember, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, time to record,
Right.
right? So I called Chino up and I go, hey, listen, um, I want to do a single, but I want to do a big band single. This is the first big band single that I've ever done. I normally work with my smaller group.
Yeah.
So I said, but I want to do it with my twist.
Right.
I want to keep the main part of the arrangement, which is Ray,
Right.
but I want to change the open, the mambo, add ammonia, and change the coda. And so Chino's flipping out because Chino's like, "What are you?" Chino's like, "What are you saying, man?" He goes, "That's a Ray Santos arrangement." He
Mm.
goes, he goes, "Are you sure you want to do that?" I go, "Yeah, I'm absolutely sure I want to do that. I wanted to have my own signature
Right.
to it." So anyway, the rest is history, man. He did an unbelievable arrangement on it. And again, he says, hey, I'm hearing Gilberto all over this tune. And I'm going,
Mm.
oh boy. Oh
Classic.
boy. All right. Let's see. I'll give him a call. And again, it was send me the file, da 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 da. And done. And it came
Incredible.
out. It was released 4 days ago, man. Everybody's loving it.
It's on
And it's
fire, bro.
it,
This thing. It's
it,
like,
it's a swinging tune, man. I get great musicians on it, and Chino did a great job making the tweaks to it. You know.
Incredible, bro. And then in terms of the photo, I mean, I'm not trying to toot my horn here, bro, but you
No,
know
no,
what?
it's amazing. I mean, you took many photos, and the photo that you took that night, um, that you showed me, you sent me a few when you pitched the idea, and yeah, it was perfect, man. I mean, it has kind of that retro look to it, like the
Yeah,
Palladium, and since the song was, like I said, was originally recorded in 1948 and 68, it was perfect.
he has the maracas, your dad's original maracas. It's just
Yeah, it really worked out. I mean, just the angle of it, and
that
so
set. That set was from the concert you did at Hostos.
yeah, they tried to recreate the Palladium Ballroom,
Mm,
because the Palladium Ballroom had like a fabric on the ceiling,
okay.
and so they built these sets with a fabric type swirl red, fabric.
Yeah,
And no, they did an amazing job. Um, and then we had the band jackets. We had them fitted,
mm,
so that because my dad always had his band look like that
right.
in the 50s and 60s. So yeah, they wanted it to look like the Palladium and the Hostos people, and they wanted it to be the event of the year.
Yeah, yeah. It
And
was, man. Ooh,
boy, it was, man.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days sold out.
Incredible, bro. I meant to ask you what kind of timbales did you use in there, because I remember we talked about Chino loving the campana that you use on there. So what are you playing with?
Yeah, well, the Toca Black Copper, man, timbal, and I use the Toca Bell
It
on
cuts
it.
right through everything, man.
Yeah, well, I've been with Toca now 24 years, so the incredible company, RBI Music, Somos Familia.
Okay,
So
nice.
yeah, they have this great cacara sound too, on the Pro Line Black Copper timbales. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's the drums I use, and when I perform live.
yeah. And you flew all the way out to Miami to put that together.
Yeah,
Um,
Gilberto did the vocals and the coro in Puerto Rico, and then I
mhm,
flew. Everything else was done in Miami, except for the trumpets were done in London by
mhm.
Louis Dowdeswell, unbelievable trumpet player. That he also played on Saint-Saëns. He
Okay,
has his own orchestra in England, so he did his part. The four trumpet parts were done in London by him, and then everything else was done in Miami.
that's crazy.
And
Then in the coro, you have who again?
I got Henry Santiago, Josue Rosado, and Joe Gonzalez on the coro. I've got yeah. Let me tell you who's on there. So we got Sergio Moneta on bass. I got
Mhm.
Alexander Zapata on trombone. Ismael Vergara did the five saxophones. So it's five saxes, four trumpets, and three trombones. Uh, Chino co-arranged, did piano, bongo, and conga on it,
Okay,
and then I did the timbal on it.
bro.
So yeah, and we
Masterpiece.
knocked it out pretty. We knocked it out in about 2.5 weeks. Three
Crazy.
three tops. Everything just fell into place. Yeah, and we're really happy with it, and the people seem to like it. So
You think, bro? This thing, I mean, I've
uh,
seen videos on your Facebook that all these
yeah,
little congresses and
yeah.
stuff, and just everybody's
Yeah,
dancing to it. Crazy.
dancing to got a well over 5,000 views on YouTube on it now so far in like 2 days. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping that'll climb.
yeah.
And yeah,
And
no, the response has been amazing.
speaking of La Ley de Huamanco, tell it to the folks who are, let's say, people who have never heard the original, right?
Mhm.
Uh, just tell us about that original. What's the name of the original album, and who, if you know, the musicians that played on that, Tino Timbal and Conga and things like that.
well, the song is from 1948, and the
Hmm.
lyricist is Orlando Pena. And
Mm.
my dad recorded it with the conjunto, and then he re-recorded it in 1968 with four horns in Puerto
Okay.
Rico.
Wow.
And yeah, and that's pretty much the version, sort of like the version that I did. It's
Yeah.
very similar. Some parts are very similar, but he had Walter Rodriguez was the timbalero. Rene Hernandez was on piano. He had Roberto Rojan on the bongo. A lot of people don't know
Classic,
that.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. Hector De Leon, uh, I believe, was the trumpet player on that. Um, Fred Hill. It was only there was only four horns on it. But I went to that session and saw that he recorded that in Puerto Rico at Trans Recording, and the engineer was Johnny Blanco.
Classic, bro.
Yeah,
You mean
and
que le gusta Johnny Blanco?
yep, que le gusta
Uh,
Johnny Blanco. He was the engineer. Rochuleta y Garbanzo. Yeah, that's him.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
he
bro.
he was he was he was a top engineer in Puerto Rico at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so my dad always used him, and actually, he did all of the pistas for the television show.
Yeah,
He was the engineer on that.
that's
So
tremendous.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely
this
tremendous, bro. It's crazy, man. And, speaking of
yeah.
Puerto Rico and Humberto, I missed. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I missed the show you guys did at the Fairmount.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
okay, I'm looking at the bro. I'm sitting at home. I'm like, how the fuck did I miss this, bro? Like, it was just
I don't know.
incredible, bro. I was talking to Elia Lopez Jr. about it a little earlier because he was part of it as well. He did the beginning part with Helman and Humberto
Yeah.
Ramirez and everything. But what are your
Well,
memories of that show?
it was a really it was called Mambo Fantasy. It was
More
at the
fantasy
Club Tropicoro at the
throwback,
El
man.
San Juan Hotel, and there was two big bands alternating.
Hmm.
We each band played 45 minutes, two sets, but alternating like Palladium style.
Yeah, yeah.
And Humberto covered all the Tito Puente tunes,
Hmm.
and I did all my dad stuff with Humberto. And it was an amazing night.
Bro, that reminded me of the old Copa on 57. That had that mystique to it. Like, damn, man, this is just an incredible
Yeah,
night, bro. And,
yeah, and it was like it was a last minute thing. Alberto called me up and said, "Hey, listen, I would like your presence."
I
I
summoned
go,
you.
What's the deal? He goes, well, this is the idea, Palladium concept, two big bands. He says, but um, I'm not going to be advertised. He said, I can't because I got an event coming up.
Right.
So we're just going to call it, we're going to advertise you and blah, blah, blah. That's the way we're going to handle that.
Yeah.
And it was, it was good, man. It was a great night.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I said, I'm at home. I'm like, people are streaming it, and the people are going live, and
Well, you knew about it. You
I
just
did,
didn't
bro.
make it.
It's like, what
You
the
were
hell?
working or something. I don't know.
It's bullshit, bro. That's all vagancia, bro. That's all vagancia. I mean,
Well, there'll be other things
Oh
coming
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Mira.
We-
Look.
wow, mira eso, bro.
So
Ujú. Ahí adentro está la ley de Bobancó de verdad, mi socio.
yeah, bro.
That's crazy, bro. Yo, they still in there?
But yeah,
The goods are still in there, bro?
of course, man.
Oh, guys, here we go. Look at this, bro. Those are the original. That's maracas, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's not Mickey Mouse right there, bro.
You hear the difference?
I can't hear them for some reason.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, yeah. But I've had been around them. Those things are serious, man. Those things
Yeah,
are
you held them at Hostos, right?
at Hostos. Those things are
Yes.
no joke.
Yeah. No, sir.
Those things saw a lot of clubs.
If they could only talk,
Right? Imagine. Chacho, bro.
then Maracas could talk.
The Maracas could talk what they say.
I
Always
know,
one of the
man.
Maracas' favorite clubs. You know. Um,
Yeah, right. I don't know how many maracas those those really
can you
clubs they
imagine?
really saw.
That's
A
crazy.
few, right?
That's crazy, bro. You shared a photo of your dad. I believe the black and white photo with the people behind it. It was in Argentina.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure the Maracas saw Argentina.
Probably, probably. But
But
no, they probably didn't because when he went to Argentina, he was only doing ballads.
oh, bro,
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
yeah,
Okay, so he does Inolvidable, right? It sells 1 million copies. They released a 45, and the 45 sold 1 million copies in Argentina alone, right? So he gets this 3 week engagement to go to Argentina, to go to several cities in Argentina. So he goes with his ballads and he goes with the stuff like from the Palladium, right? So the first night he goes and he opens up with the stuff from the Palladium and then he does his ballads, right? And so after the show, the promoter he goes, I got to talk to you about something. And he goes, yeah, what's up? He says, well, don't get mad. He says, but the
mm,
people, this country doesn't know you for that Palladium music. They know you as the messenger of love, like your ballads.
wow.
And he goes, so we kind of need to tweak the show. You need to sing ballads. And that's so Elliot Romero, who was the background singer at the time, knew the Palladium tunes.
Yeah,
So he opened up the show and
that's
did the Palladium stuff. And then they brought Dad out, and Dad did the ballads
wow.
because he wasn't known as a mambo singer there, just a
Yeah.
balladeer.
Just speaking of the Palladium, the album live at the Palladium. You know, we lost Eddie Palmieri this year. Uh,
Yeah,
the magnitude of losing somebody like that, and also Rafael Itiel, rest in peace. And Papa Rosario, but uh, that album live at the Palladium, that's Eddie. That's a young Eddie, right?
yeah, man. Eddie was with the band, I think, like a couple of years, maybe not even that long, but he was in the band for sure.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, Charlie recommended him. My dad had, I don't remember his name, but he had a piano player, and then something happened to him, and then Charlie was subbing,
Charlie Palmieri.
and yeah, Charlie Palmieri was subbing, and then Charlie recommended a gentleman by the name of Artie Zenzer, who ended up being a major musical conductor for, like, Liza Minnelli, Liberace, and all these people. But he
Yeah,
was young. He was young when he came in the band, and he did a lot of arrangements for Dad too. He did Esta es mi orquesta. He arranged. He was classically trained. He arranged the Inolvidable with the strings and a slew of other boleros for Dad and up tempo songs too.
yeah.
But then he wanted to go back to school
Mm,
and get his master's, and so he couldn't stay in the band, and that's when Eddie came in. Because then
mm,
Charlie said, "Oh, well, why don't you use my brother?" And
right,
then Eddie came in and he recorded live at the Palladium.
bro. If you guys haven't heard that album live at the Palladium, alongside the band and the late Tito himself, Palmieri on that piano, young Palmieri on the piano, you get to hear that magic, bro,
Yeah,
and crazy,
yeah,
bro.
that's a great album, man.
It is, man. And you, bro, along the way, you mentioned some the musicians you use from London and everything. You also use Diego Camacho on the Transición album,
Yeah,
which you guys know.
on Conga, and
Conga.
Sergio Monera is used to play with Nietzsche as well, and
Yeah.
Oscar, and yeah, he's you know those guys are the top guys in
Oof.
Miami.
No,
Yeah,
these.
and they're really, really humble, nice, excellent, excellent guys. Sergio was on Transición. He was also on my single Ya Son 50 that Sammy Gonzalez Jr. was the vocalist on, and he just did this new one. Yeah, La Ley, La Guaguancó. So Kevin Pagano is also the bass player on Transición, and
Yeah.
he did Ya Son. Sergio did Ya Son 50 and La Ley, La Guaguancó.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Yakin 50, man. If I remember, you if you remind me, that's also on vinyl. Yakin 50.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's yeah. We're gonna release the vinyl on that. And people are asking the vinyl's like back, man. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. How,
I
how do you how
mean,
do you me and Tito talk all the time, but how do you for the people out here that we had some outstanding story. Like we're not even close to the stuff that we talk about in the
yeah.
travels and those things, but how do you recap your 50 years? What are you most your favorite memories of these 50 years?
Well, I mean, it started in 1975 with Curious. I mean,
Alberto. Hmm.
Jose Alberto. I had Roberto Santiago, Ruben Blades on coro. Ruben Blades wrote a couple of songs for me on Curious album, which were Oye Mi Song and Se Comienza por el Uno. I
Right.
had unbelievable composer Johnny Ortiz wrote, songs on that album. I mean,
Casi now.
I had Larry Spencer on trumpet and Sal Cuevas on bass and Cachete Maldonado on conga I mean legends,
Fuerte,
man.
fuerte, yo, fuerte.
I had Pulpo, Gilberto Colon on piano. No, that was an incredible album. And then um, took a little bit of a break, and then I did Eclipse and had worked unbelievable when Eclipse was released. We were working, three four times a night doing doubles. I
What?
mean, because remember you had all those clubs back then, man. We were working the tri-state area. We were working um, Jersey, Connecticut, Long Island, Queens, the Bronx, you name it. I mean, it was just amazing, amazing time. All the clubs, Le Poulet, you know, you name it, La Maganette, Barney Googles. I mean, Copa. I mean,
Jesus, bro.
j- yeah, yeah. I
The
mean,
Broadway too. The Broadway 2 days.
at Broadway too, '96 and Broadway too. Yeah, I mean, one of many, many up in the Trade Center up top. I mean, just
That was
what a
crazy up there, bro.
in the Time Life building they were doing gigs
What? Oh,
too. Yeah. So anyway, so I mean, what a time that was. I mean, uh, and then I kind of took a break, and then Mario came to me with the Big Three, and then we ended up recording live at the Blue Note with the Big Three.
which is outstanding.
That
I
was
mean,
an amazing. That was a week
oof.
long event, and we ended up recording. What was it? Friday and Saturday, because we were doing two shows a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a tough gig. So we
Oh,
decided to record live at the Blue Note, and I hired John Fausti, the
okay.
engineer who did all the audio recording, and he brought in a mobile truck, and we recorded the two shows on Friday, two shows on Saturday, and then we picked the songs that came out,
The best one.
the best ones, and
And
did the
listen,
album.
people, if you guys revisit that album, listen to Tito's timbal solo en El Mundo de las Locas. Para que tú veas qué clase de pique metiste ahí adentro, mi socio.
Oh, it was fun, man.
Get
Yeah, I
fun,
mean,
bro. You ripped them things apart, bro.
well, you know what? When Adrian, when you're playing like, four nights in a row. Yeah, it was 4 nights in a row, two shows a night. You know, by the time we recorded that, the band was super tight. You know,
Wow.
and I was super loose.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's nothing like playing, on a continual basis where everything just kind of locks in,
Yeah,
and we had great players. I mean, the rhythm section was amazing.
yeah.
So,
Not like me just randomly trying to get on stage with a gran combo to do a timbal solo, but that's a whole nother ball game, bro. Okay, back to if you're not ready to get up on stage, don't do it. That's my advice.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah,
No, but
don't do it.
no, no, no. I mean, I remember Oscar Hernandez telling us after Sunday night that his hands were shot.
Wow.
I mean, n- that's 2 90-minute shows a night.
Yeah,
That's a lot of playing, man.
that's crazy, bro.
It's not an easy gig. It's a great gig, but
Yeah, yeah. Those kids are not easy. People don't realize, you know. Celso
yeah,
Clemente always told me, nosotros estamos trabajando. He was reminding me we were working up there. And a lot of people. But gigs like that, it's a nice night out. You get to have dinner, you get to see a show, but again, people don't realize, what you guys are, really doing up there, and it takes a recording like the one you were talking about
yeah, yeah,
to really
man.
appreciate what the hell you guys are doing up there because that's a todos los días, you know.
No, and we were there at 5 o'clock, no, 4:30 in the afternoon because every day we had to do a sound check.
Yeah,
So it was a long day, but look, I'm not complaining, man. I would play there again in a heartbeat. You kidding me? That
yeah,
Blue Note was great. That was a great gig. As you know, I was worked in television. It wasn't like I was unemployed.
yeah,
I worked as an editor technician for CBS for 36 years. So
yeah, yeah,
um,
bro.
I was doing double duty. I was doing double duty. I was doing my music and you know and CBS was filling in the gaps. So I wanted to have a job where I would sort of still be in entertainment business,
Yeah,
and so I traveled all over the world with CBS. But yeah, that was a great career, and it afforded me to do a lot of different things and not have the stress of not having gigs.
right. That's a
you, you
different kind of
know,
stress, right? The CBS gigs, I'm sure those are, you know,
yeah, it was
so-
it was a stressful job because there's no such thing as a mistake when you work at that level.
right.
Mistakes aren't tolerated
Yeah,
at all, at all,
yeah.
because you're dealing with on air broadcasts.
Live on air
But
broadcast.
no, it was a great career, man. I was like one of the top guys there for 36 years. So
Beautiful.
yeah, it was very, very lucrative business to be in, and it afforded me to do the music and stress free. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's why that was another reason why I had gaps between recordings. And so, but now I'm retired. I retired 2 years ago, and I'm just
you don't
dedicating.
seem retired, bro.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, uh, uh, I'm retired from working 8 hours a day, leaving the house. But
Yeah,
I keep busy. I'm keeping busy, and now it's like. I can't really be waiting 20 years between projects anymore. My age is not going to allow me to do that anymore. So, now's the time
yeah,
start start doing things, and not just doing things to do things.
yeah,
I try to put quality out there because it isn't a new song. I mean, many people have recorded it, but I've always liked the tune, even the version that my dad did. But
yeah.
and then as a tribute to Ray too. I mean, my God, who wouldn't want to record something that he did? So,
Bro, the way that thing landed to you, like you said, recapping, 10 years ago, he puts this on your lap and says, "Listen, here you go," and then you got the great Santa Rosa on it.
but
I mean,
yeah, but it was like, yeah. I mean, it wasn't that I didn't appreciate what he was giving me. It's just that I wasn't recording.
yeah,
I wasn't
timing.
really doing. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything with the big band, so I kind of shelved it.
Yeah.
Just but it doesn't matter now because we recorded it. It wasn't that I was like not grateful. It's just like, wow, okay, great.
Yeah. No, it's just timing, man. Timing. I mean, salud chévere, bro. I love the tune. I love the mystique and the horns and the trombone and it just, you know,
Yeah, he really he said he was freaked out when I was asking him to make those changes. Like he didn't want to disrespect the work that Ray does. But I mean, if you look at the history of songs that I recorded, that my dad recorded, they're always different.
yeah,
Like they're kind of the same, but they're not. You know.
right.
And so, just to keep up with my tradition, I just decided, it came out great, man. Gilberto loved it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and from what I hear, other people in the industry think it swings too. So, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Bro, after 50 years of music, you write music and arrange it with your eyes closed. You know what I mean?
yeah. I know what
One of those masters, bro.
Look,
One of those
look.
masters.
Here's look. It's not anything with masters, man. Here's where I'm coming from. Okay, my music is for the dancers.
Hmm.
So that's the formula. So, it's pretty pretty basic, pretty simple if you think about it.
Yeah,
And it's I record for the dancers, so it's pretty easy for me to come up with ideas keeping the dancers in mind.
yeah,
And if you listen to all my recordings, they're for the dancer.
bro. And to your point, every time the DJs video these dancers dance, case in point now, this is like exactly what you just
Yeah.
said. And
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
going
I
hard,
mean,
bro.
they are. They really are. And it's reaching a younger generation,
Demographic,
man.
yeah, bro.
You know?
That's right. Okay, in terms of the new single, La Ley de Bomanco, where is it available at?
Okay. It's available on Spotify, Amazon,
Hmm.
Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and 150 plus digital platforms.
Tremendous.
Deezer, Napster, Pandora. I mean, I don't have time to get into all of them, but it's available on over 150 digital platforms.
It's amazing, bro. I downloaded on Apple Music recently, and it sounds incredible.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, folks are gonna enjoy this. This is I would then it's literally what a dollar 29. I mean, for incredible music.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is a dollar 29. Yeah, can't wait to get the 2 cents royalty on that.
Yo, we leave it right there, mi gente.
Okay, bro.
The incredible Tito Rodriguez Jr. Don't forget to download the latest single, which is incredible, featuring Gilberto Santa Rosa, La Ley Wonko, out now. So, Tito, thank you so much, my brother.
All right, man. Thank you for having me, Adrian.
All right,
Cuídate. All right.
igualmente. And that was my interview with the great Tito Rodriguez Jr., mi socio, like I like to refer to him as over the years. So many stories there, talking about his dad, the original recordings of La Ley de Huamanco, also his travels with the late great son of Machito, Mario Grillo, and also his upcoming single, La Ley de Huamanco, which again, guys, if you haven't downloaded it yet on Apple and Spotify and all those platforms, do yourself a favor. It's an incredible, incredible recording. And so, yeah, we want to thank you guys for joining me on the Mambo the City Salsa podcast. My name is Adrian Montanez. See you soon.